game. They just need to clean up how they close out the game.
We're going into the draft, and I'm really looking at the jungle matchup because I saw Carl T's face, and he's also at a point where he's like, guys, during the draft, I'm not going to talk much. I'm saving every bit of energy that I have inside the game. We're going into the final game of the day. Burnex Flash is first pick, Echo second, and now the Joy has been banned, the DK banned, 1-1 banned, Franco banned. Basically for Burnex Flash, it's all in terms of we don't want your comfort heroes.
This is very similar to how Blacklist International drafts when it comes down to their bans. They always love to take away Kaja, take away the Franco right off the bat, and sometimes even push in a 1-1. In fact, most of the time, push in a 1-1. I would love to honestly see Burnex Flash actually pull off an Ube against an Echo. That's how they solidify their win, and you know, kind of like send Echo back to square one, where Echo won the Ube, they broke the Ube, and now they're broken again by the Ube.
Can I argue a point for that? I understand that that's how the results kind of panned out, but honestly, it felt like because Echo weren't playing to the strengths of their draft. In that game, they drafted for more pick, but for some reason, they kept going for the engage onto the team fights, fighting 5v5, just forcing something that they weren't built to win.
Okay, right now, I kind of feel like Echo has a very good start, very strong start. They got a Glue, they got a Fredrin. Yep. Fredrin so far, throughout MSC, has been an amazing hero in terms of controlling the game, controlling the jungle. The Glue has been very oppressive as well. Burnex Flash, they got the E, which is pretty strong. But the thing is, probably is going to go over to mid. So Echo, I'm guessing the third pick might be Sanji getting back his Valentina.
That's the thing. I'm thinking whether or not that this Valentina is even worth considering as an option, right? Because Burnex Flash, for all intents and purposes, are eventually going to go into the Ube, and they make sure they have the carry to actually have a soft counter against their tank. So now, I think it's much clearer that Valentina probably is going to be the go-to regardless. If not, Beatrix at the very least for Benny QT to make something happen. If he really wants to win this lane hard without giving a question of a doubt, maybe even Harith. But still, you're trying to power through the raw healing of the Estes, and that's not easy to do.
Come on, Atlas.
I do like the fact that, yes, it's an Estes, yes, it's an Ube, but right now, Burnex Flash needs that tough front line. So far, the top front line has always been Fredrin. Sometimes you throw in a Barat every now and then. So I think the Echo would have a very good idea of banning these tough nuts.
Huh,
Do you want to say that again?
Farsa?
No?
You know,
all right.
hard ones, you know.
Farsa getting picked up. And here's the thing. So far, everyone that has used the Farsa, Sanji, they've been doing very, very well in terms of dealing that very, very big burst damage. But one of the things about the Estes is you kind of don't care about that burst damage, especially if Burnex Flash, they really respect what Echo can bring. Just build an Athena shield.
We'll see how that goes. I personally don't believe that Athena Shield is going to save everybody because not everybody wants to consider going defensive. And in this particular case, even if you are going to be the carry, you're probably going to have to just wait out the Feathered Airstrike at the end of the day. I like where Echo's mindset is at. They're banning out the Arlet, making sure they also get rid of the Uranus just to make sure that they can walk away from the real-world manipulation. But on the side of Burnex Flash, right, they get rid of the Claw, safe laners. If they want to get rid of one more safe laner, they can also get rid of the Beatrix, which would either force Benny QT on both either the Harith or even going along the lines of Brody. But even then, right, even then, I hope to see that maybe we see an adjustment, right? A quick adjustment for the side of maybe, I want to say Echo, but I think it's for Burnex Flash to kind of set the question after that last pick.
Wait for no man.
I want to say that Echo very likely will pick a marksman, which will be a Beatrix, because this draft, the first pick with Fredrin, second pick Glue, third pick Farsa, is almost exactly the same as MPLPH game number 1 against Blacklist International. And their final pick was an Atlas.
Oh, that's going to be very interesting because now the Melissa is very strong going up against a composition that they want to clump up. But the thing is, the Lapu is very strong going up against the Melissa. So now, looking at the composition, I can already see quite a lot of emphasis on the ATM. He is the one that can stop the Farsa. He is the one that can stop the Melissa. And I kind of feel like Echo knows that this is going to happen.
Yep.
So they're going to try to protect this Melissa and Farsa as much as they can.
Yep. I mean, I think I agree with Abstract on this one. The Atlas is looking mighty fine, but I like the fact that even for Burn X Flash, they considered all the options. The disengage coming in from that deadly catch is going to be highly valuable here, but instead of going for Atlas, something a little bit more flexible, something to actually stop that people from dashing around and actually peel your opponents away rather than dedicating to one single ult. So having this Kufra and considering how Yawi has been playing so far in the past 2 games on fumes, I think his natural instinct, just like your Taijutsu, his fight or flight on Kufra is still tip-top.
I gotta say, production, scriptwriters, you guys deserve the rest. No more fun facts for today. We're gonna save all of that for tomorrow. This is the very last match of the day. Let's enjoy the game. And speaking of which, for you guys, good luck. Because I'm gonna shut down my brain. I'm gonna enjoy the next 20, 30 minutes, 40, 50, maybe an
keep
hour
on going.
of Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Yeah, keep on going. Our record now is 39 minutes. Let's see if Burn X Flash and Echo can beat the limits. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final game of today as both of these teams look to represent their country. Burn X Flash and Echo for the very last time in MSC.
The second wind is already applied to Echo in the last game. They had some momentum. Can they find that energy once more? I think for Sanford, at the very least, this lane will be relatively simple for him. He will be able to control it, no problem. And if he keeps on trading against ATM like this, eventually there'll be enough stacks where he cannot dodge out of the slam anymore. However, on the top side of this, I think the hardest role right now, a lot of weight is on both Benny QT and as well as Yawi. Benny QT not only must protect himself against ATM with or without Yawi regardless, but still needs to be able to deal relevant damage to the front line and as many people as possible when he throws out muddles.
And on top of that, right, I don't think Sanji's job is any easier, right? He's supposed to deal out the damage, but the crazy thing about the Farsa is despite the damage that you can have, you're so vulnerable because, you know, you're standing idly by.
Sanji comes into the drive-by. ATM flickers backwards. Sanji flickers forward. 1-for-1 trade. That's not a very good trade for Echo at all.
I beg to differ.
Really?
Because Sanji is almost guaranteed level 4 no matter what, as long as he shows up on the EXP side of the map. This is personally great for Sanford because now this volatile lane, or more importantly, this already losing matchup has now become impossible for ATM to really recover from if Sanford continues to play at the level he is right now.
Oh.
All right. With the trades happening right now, 2 minutes are on the clock. Both of these teams already centering their focus onto the next objective. A lot are already having their level 4 resources. Let's see how this pans out.
ATM just hit level 4, and thus he will be going in with the bravest warriors, just jumping right in. Big stunts onto Kaltizi and Sanji. Unfortunately, untimely, because he would have been able to stop Kaltizi with their retribution.
What did I say? Sanji still hits level 4, gets away with a kill, and is still totally fine here. Well,
That's
sorry,
nice.
not necessarily a kill, but at the very least, you know what I'm talking about, right? He hasn't really lost too much, and arguably, I would say that he has an EXP lead over his opponent onto CCAT.
But even if Sanji is going to be able to get those levels, to get that farm, later on, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more difficult to have an impact in those team fights. I'm going to continue later.
Sanji is back down to the bottom lane, slams, and everything just gonna be thrown right at ATM. And of course, the split attaches himself onto the ATM. Sanji and Sanford back as a dynamic duo.
Yeah, ATM's not having the bestest of times. 0-1 already here in the first 3 minutes. They are still trying to just uneven that lane matchup. But now CCAT.
Well, at least there is an RWM to keep himself intact and root himself down onto the ground. Kaltizi, Sanji, and Sanford unfortunately missed that opportunity.
Ooh, thank God Carl TZ didn't die there. He really needs to hit level 7 right now because Chima is able to power farm the rest of his remaining jungle camps if he decided to fall.
And now Yaoi doesn't really quite have a lot of help to work with. Benicudi immediately dashes forward and the counter protection is going to be working out for him. Yaoi connects down. He doesn't have a lot of help to work with. But unfortunately, Sanji's Phantom aspect is a little bit too far. He wasn't able to quite connect. But it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Shamar is dead for an exchange for the Roma. Z-Cat all the way down the middle lane. Kaltizi, he doesn't have the retribution, but he still manages to get the kill down onto Z-Cat.
I love this, right? Already the first few minutes of the game, you can see trades happening left and right, but so far, Echo is still leading in economy.
And ATM completely cornered down. Sanford and Kaltini win. Even Sanji, they're all in here. A big start from ATM, almost doing something on the Kaltini. He's still alive. He wanted to get himself out so badly, but he wasn't able to.
Beautifully done by Kaltizi. Now the hardest part is securing this next objective.
Bethany strike slams down an artillery barrage. Allows Kaltizi to eventually get the turtle, and the rest of Echo backs themselves out of there.
It's so insane, right? Because Burnex Flash were trying to put Echo in a really discomfort. And the fact that Kaltizi was so low, I thought that perhaps they couldn't contest it. But even despite being thrown everything in the arsenal of Burnex Flash, he was still able to secure that retribution. And that is the Kaltizi we know and love.
Absolutely, right? This team, Echo, was known for having just a little bit of momentum and stretching a lead so far across the board that it felt impossible to come back from. And this is how Echo is going to be playing. They're on a comp that they're comfortable with, that they played hours and hours of scrims every single day to get to this level. Just raw instincts coming out of them. You can see how sharp they are. They smell that this is that last game, and if they finish this quick, they get to go home early.
Right now, that lane matchup, right? Carry as well as a Benny QT, both of them are at the same level. Whereas, who's supposed to win in this early game?
Well, I mean, Echo is supposed to win in this early game. Maybe not necessarily the mid lane, but at least for the side lanes, right? That's why you're seeing that BXF are making sure that they are utilizing both their jungle as well as their roam support to come up onto this top side to really affect the lane that matters. And in this case, it's going to be on Donut, right? He needs the gold.
3 versus 3, Sanji activates the artillery, pushes Shamar, D7, and Donut out of the way, while Benny Cutie just gonna be hammering down and chipping the turrets down. Literally, this 3 versus 3 fight was teetering on a breaking point.
Yeah, even in the bottom lane, it feels like things are getting a little stale here for both of them. I thought that perhaps maybe because of the early kills coming onto ATM, it would make it a little bit more in direction for Sanford. But the fact that ATM with that level 4 power spike, now things are getting a little bit more equal. How is that going to fare for both of these teams when they... Whoa!
Yeah, we connect down onto Shamar. They really want to buzz him down, but unfortunately, the blessing on the Moon God is just going to be connecting. Sanford is still right on top of Shamar, while ATM is all the way over to the back lines. It's Roma against 3. It's EXP laners against 3. But the thing is, Sanford might be able to get away, while ATM couldn't. That's the difference.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Once again, you're seeing this is the lead, right? Even though ATM is like, yes, I'm trying to equalize. I should be more punished by Sanford. But the fact is that Sanford is walking away with 3 assists, not kills. And now Kaltizi is able to walk into enemy jungle territory.
D7 barely manages to get away. That's rough.
And this is what I was really concerned about coming into the drafts, right? We don't see the same amount of impact from D7 like we did before because of how Echo are so great at trying to split the map. But here we go, Yaoi!
That's not good for ATM! It's gonna be taken down once again. The middle lane turret is just about a sliver of health. Echo takes this game by the force, and ATM died 5 times already.
I mean, look at this. The momentum that's being built by both Sanji and as well as Sanford is now influencing the rest. Everybody else feels it, right? The momentum pushing them forward. A 4.2k. Echo starting to look back in form. And unfortunately for Burnex Flash, they're the ones looking a little sloppy now. They're the ones who have recognized that, oh man, this is how Echo felt in game 1 and in game 2.
The curious thing is I was actually quite concerned with the Farsa pick. I didn't believe it. I wasn't convinced because of how much dive Burnix Flash has in their arsenal to cancel out. What?
Yeah, we didn't connect with the Tyrant's Revenge, but at least that was a Tyrant's Rage, as well as the fact that airstrike that ultimately ends Jamal.
Now, this is what we want to see coming in from Echo, right? A 4-in-1 split. Make sure that Glue, who is already super strong and dominating his lane, to keep his influence on that top side of the map. While the rest of Echo, they all need to be together. The raw damage that they have is more than enough to take out any member from the side of Burnix Flash if they start walking up. And better yet, if D7 pops his ult early, they could get the Glue to rotate down and pull someone out of position again and again and again. I mean, look at this. ATM is just watching this happen in front of his eyes.
And now the purple buff gets stolen away by the hands of Kaltizi. Shamar is slowly being starved out by Echo. And to make it even worse, the Lord is currently available. Kaltizi doesn't have... Oh wait, he still has his retribution.
But he's nowhere near the Lord right now. It doesn't look like Burnix Flash want to go for a commit onto this. They're looking for something else there in the top side. Yeah, no contest whatsoever. Burnix Flash, they're letting it go to Echo.
Let's not forget, same problem as last time. Their high ground defense coming off for Burnix Flash is very, very real. Even though ATM is 5-1-0, if he Bravest Fight is raging slashes an entire wave, he's most likely going to destroy that wave, assuming that he's already got his first item built, the Hunter's Strike in this particular case. Other than that, Echo, they need to start fishing for people, right? Look for people to, you know, try and go for this wave. And I mean, ATM, and eventually ATM is not going to be worth killing anymore because he's not worth any gold. CCat and Shima are going to be the ones.
Tyrant's Rage onto ATM. ATM flickers himself away. Kaltizi wants him to push his advantage, but unfortunately not quite enough to bring him down in order to get the numbers advantage.
Yeah, I really wanted to talk about that. If Yaoi can't go for a pick onto the members of Burnix Flash, I feel like the defense momentum for Burnix Flash is going to give them a little bit of an advantage.
And now they're going to slow push all the waves in. They're going to crash it about the same time. And even on that top side, Sanford, well played, just to make sure that they synchronize in its collapse.
Now with all three lanes marching down together, with the Lord marching down the bottom lane with his trusty Trident, doesn't have to crash just yet. Sunny's HP doesn't look good, but never mind, he's still in artillery. ATM closes the gap, and that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Sanford is still taking on to the front lines. He still have a lot of goons. He's still going to be A-OK. Kaltizi, he's got a lot of health to still work with.
Man, Benny QT is looking so big here. 3 levels above his opponent in Tondona, and now they are just absolutely showing with the extended range. They can siege for days. Sanji, a little bit of a misplay, not gonna lie, trying to greed out for that feathered airstrike because, again, I think he was very confident that ATM would not be able to close the distance because they saw him use his flicker way earlier in the fight.
I completely agree with you. I feel like the timings in these team fights are very, very important, but you're right. I mean, that's a 2,000 gold deficit here for Donut. He needs to catch up.
Where is he gonna find the gold, though? They try to move together on that top side as 5, same position as Echo was in game number 4 for Burnix Flash. Again, this is a mountain of a lead. Burnix Flash was only able to achieve a 4.2k lead, 4.5k lead. This is an extra 3,000 on top of that. And now look at that, Winsome Nature from the side of Benny QT as well. He's in prime position and he gets the free hit from afar.
That's a hello from the hands of Yaoi. Shamar literally face-checked in the bush and he sees Yaoi. He knows where Yaoi is. It's not necessarily going to be kind of like surprise hit come from the side of Echo anymore, but Burnix Flash, they know that they're gonna have to play it safe. The Lord is coming on in 10 seconds. What can they possibly do right now?
Well, hope and pray that the high ground is going to be more than enough, right? They're hoping that Sanji isn't going to one-shot them, and more importantly so, somebody will have to sacrifice their life. And in this case, it's going to be the deadly catch just to force him out of position when he does use that feathered airstrike. Like, look at this. They're not even going to contest. They're not even going to try because there's no need to. They can buy time and really slow this game down.
Honestly, I don't think it's in their best interest to even contest for that, right? I mean, the best thing that they can do is wait for the Lord to enter, to siege their own base, look for a strong 5v5, try to catch Echo out, and maybe turn the game around like we saw Echo do in that previous game.
we're very hopeful here. We're very, very hopeful, right? Because the battle spells now start coming into play. And I think even for ATM, he recognizes that he can't lose that. He can't lose his flicker. Because as soon as he goes for that Bravest...
Oh! 3-man! Yowie is the beast! In the meantime, all the way to the back lines, Sanji is gonna be A-okay despite the fact that ATM just dove right onto him.
They've guaranteed an inhibitor turret. CCAT was their high ground defense. Donut all he can do is focus on that lore, but Chima can try his best, but Echo won't stop now.
That was so close from the side of Yowie, but the main thing that they're going to be looking out for is going to be the middle lane inhibitor turret. The top lane is going to be go down, and now the Lord even crashes down to the bottom lane. Look at Chima is going to go straight down. The rest of Echo moving right in, pushing the inside, pushing Donut, but how about the core? Echo! They end the game with a bang! And that is how we get our third place.
Man, Flames extinguished by the force of the Orcas. Once again proving that they are the apex predators.
That's my GOAT. That's my GOAT. I still hold strong to it. Echo, they still got it in them, even when they got nothing left, even when they are pushed to the brink of failure. Muscle, whether it be to the heart of being broken or their spirits, they still push on. Truly warriors and competitors.
But GGWP to the Cambodian representatives, Burn X Flash, putting their mark on the map, showing to the MLBB community that they are a force to be reckoned with. We are so excited to see what performance that they can bring in the next international stage.
This is a big win. Echo really required that reset. That one game win ultimately resetted the entire game and the tempo.
Congratulations to Echo!
As we take to the host, Mara, take it away.
How are you guys feeling today that you finished third place?
Masaya pa rin. Ay, hello. Masaya pa rin naman po kasi syempre achievement pa rin po na third place kami sa MSC. And thank you pa rin sa lahat ng sumuporta dyan. Babalik kaming malakas. Yan po. Thank you so much. Love you all, guys.
អូខេគាត់ពិតជាសប្បាយចិត្តមែនតើគាត់អាចទទួលបាននៅជ័យជំនះនៅក្នុងការប្រកួតមួយនេះមិនដឹងថាជាយ៉ាងណាទេមុនដឹងប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវទទួលបាននៅ third place គឺលំដាប់ថ្នាក់លេខ3តែម្ដងនៅក្នុងការប្រកួតមួយនេះផងដែរគាត់សប្បាយចិត្តមែនតើបាទ
Now, how difficult was this series for you, seeing as it reached all the way to Game 5?
Ano po, sobrang nakakapagod po tsaka nakaka-drain kasi galing kami talo eh. So, parang medyo malungkot kaming lahat pero sabi ng namin babawi na lang kami.
So it's been very difficult and it's been very draining because they just came from a loss, but they told each other that they're gonna make it up and they're gonna come back strong.
អូខេវាពិតជាពិបាកមែនទែនសម្រាប់ពួកគាត់ដោយសារតែគាត់ទើបតែប្រកួតជាមួយនឹងខាង team ONIC ហើយឥឡូវនេះគាត់ត្រឡប់មកវិញអញ្ចឹងគាត់ប្រើ energy ច្រើនមែនទែនប៉ុន្តែនៅតែទទួលបាននៅជ័យជំនះនៅក្នុងការប្រកួតមួយនេះផងដែរបាទ
How did you power through today? You came from a defeat. How did you pump each other up? I mean, it's been a long day. You guys have been here for 8 hours. So what was said during the break to make sure that you were able to get third spot?
Ano po, naglolokohan na lang po kami para ma-boost po yung moral namin isa't isa. Lahat na lang po ginagawa namin biro.
They were joking around with each other to boost each other's morale. So they were making everything as a joke earlier during the break just to make each other happier.
អូខេគាត់និយាយលេងជាមួយគ្នាទៅវិញទៅមកក្នុងការជំរុញនៅទឹកចិត្តគ្នាក្នុងការឲ្យលេងទទួលបាននៅជ័យជំនះអញ្ចឹងការនិយាយលេងនេះគឺអាចទទួលបាននៅ energy មួយចំនួននៅក្នុងការលេងឲ្យបានឈ្នះល្អនៅក្នុងពេលនេះផងដែរ Okay so my question is that how do you feel and how do you think about the home heroes Burn X Flash Is there any things you want to say about that?
Patagalog na ako.
Ano yun sa tingin nyo? Anong opinion nyo dun sa Burn X Flash? Anong masasabi nyo tungkol sa performance nila? Kasi sila yung home team.
ano po, masarap po sila kalaban, ang lakas po nila. Nag-improve po sila ng sobra, sabay, grabe pala talaga yung home court advantage.
Oh, they're really great as an opponent. They got stronger, and there really is such thing called home court advantage.
អូខេ Burn and Splash របស់យើងមិនងាយនឹងទទួលបាននៅជ័យជំនះទេបាទព្រោះថានៅពេលដែលលេងគឺត្រូវតទល់ខ្លាំងមែនទែនជាមួយនឹង Burn and Splash របស់យើងទឹកដៃរបស់គាត់ក៏ខ្លាំងដូចគ្នាផងដែរបាទនៅក្នុងការពារប្រទេសរបស់ខ្លួនឯងផងដែរ Okay, so can I have a follow-up question? Who is the most impressive ones in the Burn and Splash? Do you think that which one is the most impressed one?
Sanji, sino yung pinaka-impressive sa Burn X Flash sa kalaban nyo kanina?
Si Donut po.
Donut!
អូខេ Donut គឺជាបុគ្គលម្នាក់ក៏ដូចជាអ្នកលេងម្នាក់ដែលគាត់ពិតជាមានអារម្មណ៍ថាខ្លាំងមែនទែនគួរឲ្យស្កប់ស្កែងបាទ
And this one is for Sanford. Sanford, earlier, I passed by you, Sanji, and Yawi. And you said to me, sorry po. Why? What's going through your mind right now?
Feel ko po parang di ko po nagampanan na maayos yung role ko. Pero parang di ko rin po naabot yung expectation ng mga tao na gawin yung page po ulit. And ayun. Pero thank you pa rin po sa mga sumuporta sa amin.
He was saying sorry because he feels that he wasn't able to fulfill his role and meet the expectations of the grand finals being Philippines versus Philippines. But you know what? Third place, even though you guys are third place, you guys did well. A lot of people are rooting for you. A lot of people are proud of you. ONIC just came out as a stronger team, and we can definitely see that Blacklist, even Blacklist International, will have a hard time. So cheer up, keep your head up, because we're still proud of Echo winning today's game as third.
អូខេគាត់ពិតជាសោកស្ដាយមែនទែនដែលគាត់អាចទទួលបានជ័យជំនះនៅក្នុងការប្រកួតយកទៅ Grand Final ដែលនឹងជួបជាមួយនឹងប្រទេសហ្វីលីពីនរបស់ខ្លួនឯងផងដែរប៉ុន្តែនៅក្នុងចំណាត់ថ្នាក់លេខ3នេះក៏មិនអន់ដែរដែល Echo ទទួលបាននៅជ័យជំនះហើយនៅតែរក្សាទឹកដៃរបស់គាត់បាទទោះបីជាមិនបានដល់វគ្គចុងក្រោយក៏ដោយ
Now, so tomorrow it'll be ONIC versus Blacklist International. I just want to get an opinion. You guys don't have to explain why. If we can pass the mic, honest opinion. Who do you think will win? We'll start off with Yawi. You don't have to explain why. Just say the team who you think will win for MSC.
Blacklist.
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 Oh,
Blacklist po.
Blacklist.
Oh.
Blacklist.
Blacklist po. Blacklist.
Blacklist.
It's a unanimous decision. They think Blacklist International will win MSC 2023. And now, it's time to take a look at who won the MVP of this series. Let's take a look. Yawi! Yawi, you are the MVP, the game changer. You're still proving that you are the most valuable player. Earlier, you were just saying, what's happening? Like, your eyes are really tired right now?
Yun po, sobrang nakakapagod po. Pagod na po talaga kami ngayong araw eh. Pero yun, kudos pa rin po sa team dahil na sa mga kampi ko na nandiyan po, naglaro pa rin po kami and masaya po lahat kahit talo po kami kanina sa ONIC.
He's really, really tired right now, but kudos to the team. They were able to withstand even though ONIC just got them exhausted. But what is your message right now to all the Echo fans who stayed all the way here till the end, screaming your team's name, and they continue to believe in you?
Sa lahat ng natira na Echo fans dito and sa mga sumusuporta sa Pilipinas, thank you so much guys. Babawi kami sa MPLS 12 lalo na may M5 din. Yun po.
To all the Echo fans who are left in here, he's thanking everybody, and they're gonna make it up for M5. But you know, you started, as they said, with 5 Echo fans in the international stage. And look how much you've grown. You have a whole group, a whole community still yelling out your name.
អូខេដោយសារតែមុនហ្នឹងគឺគាត់បានធ្វើការលេង ច្រើនហើយអញ្ចឹងគាត់ពិតជាអស់កម្លាំងមែនទែននៅក្នុងការដែលគាត់លេងបន្តជាមួយនឹង Burn Splash ដែលជាម្ចាស់ផ្ទះរបស់ពួកយើងផងដែរប៉ុន្តែគាត់ក៏អរគុណទៅដល់អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នានៅក្នុងការជួយគ្រប់គ្រងជាពិសេសគឺ fan របស់គាត់មកពីខាងហ្វីលីពីននេះតែម្ដងក៏ដូចជាកម្ពុជាដែលបានធ្វើការគ្រប់គ្រងគាត់យ៉ាងកក់ក្ដៅដែលឲ្យគាត់ធ្វើការប្រយុទ្ធជាមួយនឹងធីមរបស់យើងទទួលបានជ័យជំនះបាទ
Everybody once again, give it up for Echo!
Echo
Echo finishes third, and we're gonna break that down for you with our casters. Take us to see the world.
Thank you very much, Mara, as well as Robbie. And I kind of feel like before we even talk about anything, a round of applause for the entire series. Burn X Flash, Echo, that was an amazing best of 5. MVP again, Yowie. And again, this is not a game MVP. It's the entire series, nay, the entire day.
He's been making play after play. He is an absolute warrior here, finding these angles every single time. He's not going to be able to hit every single one of them, but when it does, the impact is immeasurable. From 0 to the 5th minute of the game, you can see that he's going for the traditional pathway until he realizes, wait, we got a lead down by the EXP side. All I need to do is to kind of stop any kind of attacks or cuts hitting my gold lane, and we've got this in the bag.
Here's the thing, his name changes depending where he's on the map. If he's on your own team, Wowie. When he hits your opponents say, Owie.
That's so bad.
I'm trying not to give this to him. We're trying not to give this to him, it turned out.
I'm sorry, it's so bad I had to laugh. But what wasn't bad was Yowie's performance, right? And I think I've made this very clear, no bias, no cap. If Yowie is given a comfortable hero that he can make plays with, if the coach is able to facilitate that killer instinct that he has, you see the impact he has on the game as well.
The game really ended like a bag. And Yowie did know exactly what he needed to do. Like you said before, you know, you don't win every single jumps. And Yowie, right in this clip, he didn't land the jump, but close enough. He's got a turret range that really working for him.
You know what they say, if you don't hit your first shot, try to snap it against the wall, and that's what Yowie did. He slammed in, and again, this shows the experience, because he's like, I don't need to hit all of my abilities, I just need to hit one of them. And there he goes, like, I trust in my team. And if his team wasn't there to follow up, that play wouldn't look as cool.
Yeah, for sure. And especially when you're playing something like that, Varsa as well, coming in from Zanji, right? It doesn't matter who you hit, everybody's a target. Sorry, Wowie plus Zanji. They make it work every single time. This early game and the hard punishment onto ATM's side in his lane, he's ending the score with a 1-7-1, all because he took one bad trade early on into the game and the quick rotation from the mid lane to basically secure a continuous bleeding outlet for the side of Echo.
I gotta say, it's good that Echo, even though in the interview they were like, Donut is the problem, but we can definitely see in terms of the gameplay, they were actually going for ATM. Because many of times that they gank the EXP lane, making sure that Sanford is as comfortable as he can. And this shows growth as well, because Sanford likes to 1v1. But I think going to the back is like, guys, I need you. Like, for God's sake, give me a gank. And they gave him all the ganks.
They gave him all the ganks, but gave him none of the kills. So there is a little bit of give and take here.
Yep. So at least they, you know, can help him to open things up a little bit. I mean, probably from the previous few games, they identified that, you know what, Sanford needs to win the lane. Sanford needs to have that opportunity to open things up. And this is the game where they actually made it happen.
Now we're gonna look, Rich Guy, Ace, Benicuti is doing quite a lot in this game. A wingman, Wowie, 6 total assists. Chama, Donut, ATM, CCAT, and D7, they tried their very best, but Echo just pick up a tempo, minute number 1.
Yeah, I mean, we can see the conversion rate from the Monster Gold stolen already. 2,441, which is a total of like, what, 12 camps at that point of time? It's just insane how quickly that they converted